And in any definition, woke would be considered actually far right if you look at what it wants, or communistic, fascistic, whatever. And so the last time I looked, Soros had put $32 billion into his Open Society foundations, which are funding organizations that are deleting me and pressing for me to be deleted. George Soros loves me, and which I take as a compliment, really. And you have the funding through the Open Society foundations of people's revolutions, like the whole Arab Spring, where you manipulate people to overthrow regimes that you want overthrown, in this series of regime changes in the Middle East. And what he's done, he's funded all the woke areas. He obviously is fundamental to the Democratic Party, which is now the woke party. And he's funding transgender operatives and activists and climate change activists, all the woke, panorama. And that's his. And with Gates, because Microsoft has made him so much money, he has a number of specializations, but the key one is vaccines and control of the global health policy. This is how it works. And I look at Gates, and I look at his eyes, and I don't see life there. I see deadness. I don't see his eyes ever smile. I see his mouth smile or struggle to occasionally, and it is occasionally. But his eyes never smile. I find him, and this is not with hindsight of what's going on now. I'm talking decades ago. I looked at Gates and I thought, you don't strike me as the brightest person who's ever walked the earth. And he's obviously, he's had a personality bypass. He's got no charisma. The only charisma he gets is from his wealth, but not from him. And it's all part of this this process of putting front people forward who would have to be brilliant to do what they appear to be doing, but actually turn out not to be.
Right, they're just the front for the organization, basically.
We talk about Gates and the vaccine and control of the World Health Organization, but he's only a gopher. He's a very rich gopher. He's still only a gopher.
He's got all the attention on him, though. We're talking about, you know what I mean, right? He has all the attention on him, especially on social media, and they want people to either view him as a pariah or a savior, and it's like it's more than that.
Yeah, I mean, I expose Gates because if you expose Gates, you're exposing the vaccine, because the Gates and the vaccine are now, absolutely connected in the public mind, and they should be as well. Because on one major level, he and the vaccine are the same thing. One is there to introduce the other. But Gates is still a gopher. The real power is in the shadows. And Gates is as terrified of that power in the shadows as other people are terrified of him.
Now, when you're talking about the cult, are you talking about the Sabbatean Frankist cult? Do you want to kind of delve into a little bit of who they are? Is that what you're referencing?
Well, the web is multi-leveled. The global web of manipulation is multi-leveled and has many different strands, and it pulls together a vast network of secret societies, semi-secret groups, and organizations that we see in the public arena. What I've been highlighting, my last book, The Trigger, which was a massive expose of 9/11 and far more than 9/11, but 9/11 was the backbone theme. I was exposing a part of this network, which is a crucial part and a very, very upfront part, called Sabbatean Frankism. And this can be traced back, although it would have continued further back under different names and in different forms. But from the 17th century, it became known as Sabbateanism, first of all. And this was named after a guy called Sabbatai Zevi, who claimed to be the Jewish Messiah.